What's going on, troops? Today we're going to look at the Ruroc Atlas 4.0 Carbon. I'm going to go into everything I like, dislike, all the pros and cons. Send as much information your way as I can. Everything that I know about it, I will let you know. Let's get into it. Right, as promised, the Atlas 4.0 Carbon. As you can see there, mine is the emerald green version. If you get on their website, they have got so many different colours. There's probably something on there for everyone. I went for the green. Obviously it matches my channel. That's literally the only reason I went for that. So the outside shell, you've got carbon fibre. The helmet, they're saying, weighs in at 1600 grams, give or take 50 grams. I've not put this on a set of scales to test it. I'm just going to assume that what they're advertising is correct. On the inside, similar to most helmets, you've got your expanded polystyrene inner shell. If you look on the bottom of the back of the helmet there, if you was to remove that, you can get Ruroc to put in a shockwave Bluetooth system. It is made tailored just for this helmet, but that is going to put you back another £150. I didn't do that, and I'm just sticking with the comms that I've already got. So getting inside the helmet, you can just about make out in there, that line in there is what they call in Rayon. It's like an extra sort of armoured layer basically. All the lining in there is completely fully removable, so if you want to take it out, stick it in the washing machine, you can do. You notice as well, you've got the little red tabs there. So it has got the emergency pull away just to assist if you are involved in an accident, you need to get the helmet off quickly. Chin strap is really easy to use. It's clipped together. The only thing that worries me is I think it's relying on just a really good magnet, because it comes away quite easy. And there we go, it's almost done itself up there. It's obviously past testing, so it's safe, but if I was to crash, I don't know if I want to be relying on just that magnet, keeping this tiny little clip in place. But, like I said, it's past testing, so it's safe, apparently. Right, moving on to the vents. So you've got a double vent at the top here. It's got a little switch on the outside you can move across. I've changed this whilst I've been out riding, and I can honestly tell you, I couldn't feel the difference. I didn't know if I was closing it or if I was opening it. There was just no difference in airflow from what I could feel. You've also got bottom ones here. You've got a double vent on the bottom there. This is quite a ridiculous design. I don't know why they've done this, but in order to open them, you kind of have to be stationary with your helmet off. So to open it, there's a little lever just behind the vent on the inside, which seems a little bit mental to me, because if I'm riding, I get cold, I want to shut my vent, or if I'm steaming up, I want to open my vent. I don't want to have to pull over, take my helmet off, fiddle around, put it back on and get going. I think they probably should have thought that one through a little bit more. Last thing I noticed about the vents, you've got these what look like vents on the side of your helmet here. Now I've read into them because originally I tried figuring out a way of closing them. Turns out you don't need to. These are purely for aesthetics. There is no vent on the inside that comes through these. So they're there to look good, and I'll give them that. It does kind of look quite cool. However, when you're going at speed, the wind is catching in this, and it makes a lot of noise, and it's an already really noisy helmet, and I think this, with the winds like just catching in there, it's relatively near your ear as well. It just sort of builds the noise that this helmet already creates. So I'm not really a massive fan of them. I was looking into ways of plugging them up. I did see online somewhere you can buy little plugs that can sit into them. I think other helmets, they actually are vents on them, other Ruroc models. This one, however, like I said, it doesn't. So I'm going to see if they fit in there just to try and stop the wind buffering in there. Because like I said, it gets noisy. Right, so the visors with this, you're going to get a tinted visor. You can choose from multiple different ones. I just went with the plain black, but you can get all the sort of different tinted colour ones as well. With that as well, you're also going to get your standard clear one. On top of that, you're going to get one pin lock as well. It's a bit of a pain only getting one, because you do have to switch your pin lock between the two. Or you could just buy another pin lock and stop being cheap like me. However, I tended to swap them. So the visor itself, it's quite stiff. The tab to open it is over here on the left. And you've got to give it quite a bit of a jolt to get it out there. I've noticed I've been waiting at lights and stuff, and I start overheating. I go to flick it, and a lot of the time it will raise my helmet up before it actually opens. And then it'll end up going too far because you're putting a lot of force into it, and you end up having to, if you only want it slightly cracked, bring it back down. But that's just something I've found. So yeah, you've got different settings on it there. So obviously you can have it slightly cracked there just for a bit of ventilation. However, if you wanted more ventilation, the way this visor is, the bottom seal of it, if you're having it sort of like that, it's going to completely mess your vision up. And then obviously you can just have it all the way up. Now to change these visors, I don't know who who came up with this, but they need sacking. This is by far the hardest visor out of every helmet I own to change. I'll take you through it now, and it is a little bit of a pain. Right, so changing the visor, I'll try and go through it step by step. It is, like I said, really awkward, but I'll do it slow time. First of all, to get your visor off, you've got these little twist things on the side, so you're going to undo that, twisting it like 90 degrees. That'll pull out. Try not to lose them, because it doesn't come with spares, and without it, you're not going to be able to put your visor back on. Go to the other side, do exactly the same. Twist that, pull it off, put it somewhere safe. And then all you're going to do is lift your visor away from the mount there. Do that on both sides, and that'll come away. Now, unlike most helmets that are quick release and you can just push a button and it all comes out, these you've got to line up perfectly and the visor's got to be shut when you do it. The first thing you're going to do is locate your visor on so it's at a shut position, and then you're going to try and line up the sides here where those holes are. You're going to line them up first, and this is usually a bit of a pain, because one will line up and then the other one will be a struggle, a bit like this. Alright, so once you've got them lined up, you can get your little side fixes. They have got little divots on both sides that'll only go in one way on here to lock it off. So you're going to put them back in. Make sure you twist it to lock it off. Grab your other one. And if this one's aligned correctly, it should just go straight in. However, I've never done this first time, and I don't imagine I will now. No, I won't. So, you're now going to eat more of your time trying to get this aligned properly and in place. Nope, still not there. See what I mean? Alright, here we go. That's on. That took quite a lot of force to get that on there. Get that back in there. Lock that one off. And that is your visor changed. Yeah, so I don't know who's responsible for the madness of changing these visors, but it needs rethinking. It's just too much of a mess about to change them over. One thing I will really credit this helmet with is the field of view. You can see so much out of this helmet. It's a 215 degree field of view, which I think is bigger than the average helmet. But yeah, you can see a lot without having to move too much. Right, I briefly touched earlier on the noise that you get generated from these side vents here. Overall, it is an incredibly noisy helmet. This is by far the noisiest helmet I own. I've got a couple of like Nex helmets and HGC and stuff, but this thing creates so much noise. Even with all the vents closed, I don't know why, but yeah, I don't know, I'm assuming it's because it's so bulky and there's just so many like different sort of shapes on it that just catches the wind, but when you're going above like 50, 60, you know about it. If I'm doing like 70 on a motorway, if I've got my music going, I can't hear it. It's pointless me even putting it on. This is a very, very noisy helmet. So the price, at the time of filming, currently it's £475 on the Ruroc website. I'd advise checking back. They do sales quite often. So I actually got this one for £250. It was almost like a half price sale thing. I believe they do that fairly frequently. I've spoken to like a fair few other people that have got Rurocs. They've all managed to pick it up in sales for like sort of 250, 300-ish. So if you're not flush for cash, don't go out and buy one straight away. Wait, I'm fairly confident they'll do another sale pretty time soon. Right, so I'll finish it up with sort of my views on it rather than all like the specs and sort of stuff. Strangely, I've just completely torn this helmet apart, but I do like it. The way it looks, I think, is incredible. It's a really sort of aggressive, fast-looking helmet that if you're going to wear around the streets, it sort of commands a little bit of aura of like, yeah, that's pretty beast. If you're a motor vlogger and like maybe do like I do not get this helmet. The noise is too much. I have to do hours of editing to cut out wind noise. I've got to run it through so many different programs. If I just went back to one of my old helmets, I'd be fine. I wouldn't have to do that. But like I said, I'm a sucker for the look of it. I think it looks really cool. To be fair, it's incredibly comfy. It's really spacious in there as well. When this one eventually, like the time's up on it, I don't think I will get another one. I've enjoyed having this one. I'll continue to enjoy having this one. But I don't think I'd get another one. I'd probably go back to Nex or something similar to that. Yeah, I mean, you can probably tell it's a big, bulky helmet, especially when you got it on. I think the size of it doesn't really cater for, like, if you're traveling on motorways for long distance and stuff. The aerodynamics of it, especially when you're doing like your shoulder checks and stuff, switching lanes or whatever, at high speed, as soon as you turn your head, that wind almost tries snapping your neck off just because it is that big, and it's like a sail in the wind when you're going front onto the wind. So just be wary of that if you're flying down a motorway and having a quick check before you change lanes. Brace yourself, because it will take you by surprise. Overall though, like I said, I enjoy the helmet. It is good. There's probably better out there for the money. I feel it's a little bit overpriced, like £425 or whatever it is at the moment. I wouldn't buy one if it was that price when I actually got one. Like I said, I got mine for £250. I don't think I'd pay more than that. I'd pay more for a quieter, less bulky, different helmet, I think. So hopefully that's answered any sort of questions that you came onto this video for. If it hasn't, drop a comment in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. I know a fair bit about it. I've had it for like almost a year now. So if you have got any questions that I haven't answered in this video, drop them in. I'll get back to you. Right, I'll wrap it up there then. And until next time, stay safe, move fast, stay low, take it easy.